Hello, class of 2020. Très chère classe de 2020. It's truly an honor to be with you here today at your graduation. What an incredible accomplishment, and how wonderful you must feel today. This is probably not the way you envisioned finishing high school. 3 months ago, you probably wouldn't have imagined being separated from your friends or loved ones, or doing classes on Google Meet, maybe seeing the bedrooms of your teachers, maybe their pets and kids, not knowing about your exams, your grades, what the first semester of university would look like, or what the future holds. It goes without saying that you're entering the world as young adults in a world full of change. At the New Humanitarian, the news organization I work for, we've been very, very busy documenting the effects of COVID-19, racial injustice, the climate crisis, mass displacement, and the list goes on. I can imagine that many of you have felt scared, uncertain, afraid, and uncomfortable. I know that I have. The challenges we face as a global society and as humans require us to work together to redefine the world that we want and redefine the new normal. The type of world where everyone feels safe, included, appreciated, treated with dignity, valued, represented, and at peace. Class of 2020, I want you to know that all of your hard work, your dedication, your hours of studying, your stress, your all-nighters, and all of it is worth it. In fact, I think it's now needed more than ever. The world needs you, your passion, your hard work, your dedication, your energy, now more than ever. And I know that your education here at the International School of Geneva has prepared you well. So as you venture out into this world, I'd like to share with you 3 small lessons that I've learned from the time I was sitting in your shoes waiting for my diploma. The first is to make and live by your moral compass. A moral compass helps us to describe our inner sense of right and wrong and offers a framework to guide your actions. I think you should take the time to think about the values you want to live your life by and live up to. This is something that's easy to start, but it's very difficult to keep up with. The North Star that I try to live up to is the Golden Rule, which I'm sure you heard before. Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. I try my hardest, although it's not always easy, to help this guide my actions and decisions. So I encourage you to take the time to reflect on what values guide your compass. The second lesson is to choose hope. Hope is one of the most powerful human emotions. Not only can it make tough situations seem more bearable, but it can eventually improve our lives because envisioning a better future helps us to take the actions to make it happen. I've met with all kinds of fascinating people from all over the world, many in very helpless situations, genocide survivors in Rwanda, youth gang members in Central America, refugees in the West Bank. Despite all of their differences, one of the unifying factors is they all wanted and truly hoped for a better future for their children. Hope is an optimism. It's not wishy-washy. It's a driving force leading us to a better future. And the third lesson that I'd like to share with you is to make an impact. Use your privilege and your voice to do things that truly matter. Your graduation and transition to adult life isn't only about the diploma you receive today or about where you're going to go to university in the fall. It's fundamentally about what you're going to do on this planet while you're alive. I want you to think about, what are you going to do? What positive impact do you want to make? When I talk about impact, it can be big or it can be small, and everybody can make a difference. I helped to create the Peace Talks initiative at Interpeace, which showcases the stories of individuals who are making a difference in their community. We created this platform because every time we talked about peace, people just thought it was the job of UN officials or of politicians, and they didn't know how they could make a difference. But it's our collective responsibility. We featured people doing amazing things. Take, for example, Eva Ackerman from Sweden. She was teaching Swedish to newly arrived immigrants, and one day she ran into one of her students on the train. She realized he had virtually no contact with native Swedes. So she decided, hey, I can do something about this. She created something called the United Invitations, where she wanted to organize dinners to bring together newly arrived immigrants and Swedish people so they could get to know each other. But at first, her idea didn't get a lot of traction. She had a lot of people like the initiative on Facebook, but very few people were actually willing to host people in their homes. But over time, the project took off, and thousands of people wanted to participate in the dinner. You don't need to be a giant to make a difference. I often think about the story of the hummingbird in the forest fire. You may have heard it before. There's an enormous fire in the forest, and all the animals are mobilized because they don't know what to do because it's so overwhelming. Then the little tiny hummingbird tells the animals, I'm going to do something about this fire. So it flies to the nearest stream, and it takes a drop of water. It puts it on the fire, and then it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth as fast as its little wings can carry it. In the meantime, all the other animals, the much bigger ones, like the elephant that has a trunk that could put a lot more water on the fire, are standing there helpless. And they say to the hummingbird, what do you think you can do? You are so little. Your wings are so small and your beak is so small, and all you can bring is a small drop of water. But as they continue to discourage it, the hummingbird turns to them, and without wasting any time, it says, I'm doing the best I can. And that's what all of us should do. We should always be like a hummingbird. Do the best we can. You never know the impact that a tiny drop of water can have. Take a look at Greta Thunberg. Her school strikes on Friday to draw attention to our climate crisis at first started out like a drop on the forest fire and have grown massively. I have great hope in you, class of 2020. I'm excited for the young adults you'll become. So I encourage you to live by your moral compass, choose hope, and make an impact. Congratulations on your achievement. Congratulations, class of 2020.